welcome back, everyone. We are here for set number 4 of the night. We've got Charisma Check versus Angelo Hunter, who has been hanging out in chat all night. It's going to be a really fun matchup here, Chase. I'm super excited. I don't know about you.
I am also very excited. We have another Sun team here versus Palkia, a matchup I'm not too particularly sure who has the upper hand in. It's very interesting with no Venusaur, so it'll be something completely different than what you normally see out of the Sun matchups.
Oh, and you know what? We might be having a little bit of an issue with the feed. It looks like we're dropping some frames.
Ooh, safety goggles, Umbreon.
Very cool stuff right here. Yeah, obviously it doesn't really do a whole lot helping with that, with the matchup against the Urshifu, but does, I think, kind of look pretty nice against opposing Sun.
Yeah, I will say, it looks nice against opposing Sun until you realize that it, Charizard, KOs 2 Umbreons with Wildfire at once. In the Sun, at least. So yeah, that's the one issue with it, is if you don't have something like a Pinch Berry or a Citrus Berry, you're not surviving a double up of a Wildfire and a Precipice Blades, and even then, I don't think you can survive. So it's like little damage mitigation abilities don't particularly work unless you have screens with it, or you have Steel Spikes, or things of that sort.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how it works here.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. Another Pokemon we haven't seen in a while, I feel like, in Cinderace, making a return with, I believe, one of your favorite items from early VGC 2020 meta.
Yeah, no, White Herb is a great item. I don't know how well it works on Cinderace in this metagame, and I'm willing to see it work because I would love to see it work. I just do not know.
Yeah.
But I am ready to see how that works.
I think one of its big challenges is the amount of double Intimidate running around. So, sure, you ignore the first Intimidate, but chances are, if you've taken the Incin, you might get the Lando switching in to immediately drop you back down to -1, which, admittedly, -1 is better than -2, but when you're Cinderace, you really don't want that damage mitigation going on to you.
Yeah, and everybody in the chat talking about how Sun is going to get better in Series 9 with the Gmax Mega Venusaur with spread sleep powder and things like that. You all forget the one thing they just give Torkoal Follow Me. That's how they're making Sun better in Series 9.
Oh my gosh.
You just run Follow Me, Torkoal plus Growth Venusaur and you beat everybody.
Yeah, that's a thing that can happen.
But yeah, we should be getting started real quick here as the leads come out. Charisma sending out the Grimmsnarl and the Charizard, as I believe Angelo Hunter led with the Whimsicott and the Palkia.
Yeah, so we do see the Whims Palkia lead into that Grim Charizard, as you mentioned. This Grimmsnarl here, it could be a lot of things. It could be trying to set screens, it could be going for something like a trick with a lagging tail, or the full incense, or it could just be right off the bat going for something crazy like a trick eject button even.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I guess it's either Thunderwave or Scary Face as the last move with screens on this type of team. I'm not 100% sure though, so it'll be really interesting to see what it does choose to go for, and whether or not Charizard chooses to attack here in the face of both a Palkia and a Whimsicott that can threaten it with something like a Fake Tears Max Geyser.
Yeah, sorry, and I just realized we had the game sound coming in from Angela's side of things, so now we are all set on that. We had the last second change up, so I'd forgotten to mute everything. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this kind of first turn turns out. We are going to see a turn 1 Dynamax coming out here from Charisma with that Charizard. I know he's been playing around with Sun a decent amount, and I think this Thundydon team is something that he's used pretty effectively. I believe he ran it this weekend in the Snowpocalypse Relief Tour. I didn't get a chance to check any of his matches, but I believe I checked his team. Or I checked him in on check-in because he'd forgotten a team sheet or something like that, so sent it to me last minute.
Yeah, I will say, just so people know, day one of this, actually not even day one, whenever the format first got announced, Charisma came to me and was like, people are sleeping on Groudon and Charizard. They are amazing. Literally, we had 3 hours of this format and told me that. And people continue to sleep. Oh, as we see Fake Out on the Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, I know that has been kind of trending upwards here, but the Palkia is actually gonna be faster. Was that a speed tie with the Charizard? Because the Charizard
that is a
first.
Speed tie. They're both base 100, and that just KOs.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think you particularly often see timid Palkia, but it's great here.
Yeah, that's a turn 1 knockout, completely eliminating And I have these. I'm sorry, I just realized we have these backwards since we changed up who's broadcasting. But yeah, that's a turn one loss of Dynamax there from Charisma, and a really, really good first turn from Angelo. Like, big risk, big reward on the speed tie. Unless somehow that's like a Charizard that's Scarf that just Dynamax, which I don't think is the case.
Yeah, no, I would have to guess that it is just a speed tie. I think it's the worst part isn't even that the Charizard died, it's that you don't have any water resists.
Yeah.
Both left and on this team in general.
Yeah, this Palkia is pretty free to just kind of set up and sweep through, and I think that's something that if you're Charisma, you got to really think about for game number 2 is like, what's my mitigation strategy going to be for this? Gonna have to try and get some speed drops probably with that Regieleki, or some damage mitigation from the Incin, but you're risking a knockout with, the Incin being on the field.
Yeah, and fun fact that Palkia is one of 2 restricteds that can one-hit KO Assault Vest Incin. The other being Kyogre, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yes.
No other restricted at neutral can one-hit KO AV Incin if it has the right EV spread. So stuff like Solgaleo and Necrozma, like, it'll survive the Quake.
Yeah, here we see another Max Geyser just coming out right here from Angelo. Right into that Groudon in the sun. Not quite enough to KO, but that is a ton of damage with the 50% reduction to using a water move in the sun. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. This Palkia is still fairly healthy and now very fast as Groudon goes for the Sword Stance, which is very unfortunate.
Oh no.
Yeah, because even something like a Scary Face coming out here from this Grimmsnarl is not going to slow the Palkia down enough in Trick Room to where this Groudon can move next.
Yeah, with the tail end of it becomes pretty much impossible unless it's like Thunder Wave full Paris stuff. But no, the Groudon just goes for that's not living through Protect.
Yeah, I don't think so based on how much damage that did. Without Protect, we do see the first Scary Face. I believe it's going to take 2 Scary Faces here in order to drop this down enough for Groudon to have a shot.
Mm-hmm. And this Moonblast is going to do over half, I would assume, to the Grimmsnarl. Just under half, actually.
Yeah.
With the light screen being up, helping it out as the Geyser goes in and will KO this Groudon through Protect.
Yeah, when you're just under 20%. Yeah, we saw how much it did in the sun last time. Now double that. You're looking at, KOing nearly 2.5 times over, so.
Yeah. Well, I would assume the Incin is the Pokemon. It's the Regieleki in the back, and here's just a very free Max Geyser and Moonblast, or at this point Spatial Rend. I would say you don't want to try to risk hitting Hydro Pumps, but Spatial Rend and Moonblast into that Eleki slot is pretty free, I'll say.
Yeah, for sure. Or even just honestly, this Earth Power right here.
Yeah, it has coverage moves. What did I think?
Yeah, you don't have to risk any kind of misses. You don't have to, go for anything. And yeah, the Earth Power is incredibly free.
Yeah, honestly, you can just double up the Grimmsnarl here to get that KO. So that if the Regieleki does have Protect, then it's safe. But honestly, at this point, as long as you keep Tailwind up, you're fine.
Yeah.
The battle was canceled. Yeah.
We see a forfeit there coming out from Charisma with first round going to Angelo. Really well played. Everything came out of that speed tie in turn 1, which I think Charisma didn't see the potential for speed tie because so many of these Palkias are running Modest instead of Timid, and this Timid one just kind of came up and completely surprised him.
Yeah, I was surprised by it as well. And even the thing is, even if that speed tie didn't work out, you still just KO the Charizard after it gets 1 attack off instead of 0 attacks. And that attack with the Fake Out going into the Whimsicott was probably an Airstream or a Wildfire into the Whimsicott. So you still keep your Palkia at full. The only difference is you don't get speed control as well. But I think you still have that game pretty evenly set up.
Yeah. So I mean, the real challenge here kind of comes down to, if you're Charisma, do you just try and risk the speed tie again and hope that your play is better, knowing that you're likely going to lose your Charizard regardless, or do you have to try and pivot around and maybe something like the AV Thundi can do something for you in resisting, being a little bit bulkier, light screen plus Assault Vest. The problem is you're just not doing enough damage into the opposing Palkia.
I'd have to say, if it's an opposing Thundurus, Thundurus probably dies to Max Geyser plus Fake Tears Max Geyser. So something like Tailwind Geyser, Fake Tears Geyser, it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Against that.
I'm just trying to come up for something against this Palkia here.
Yeah.
And I got nothing.
Yeah, it's It's good. It's a very difficult matchup, I have to say.
Yeah.
Much more than I thought initially.
Yeah, and I mean, as we can see, Umbreon is the real MVP here, proving Chase absolutely wrong in his unabashed hate for Umbreon. Because look, Umbreon's just, you know, it came to last game and didn't die.
It's a bit of a stretch there.
It was in the back. All right, here we go. Game 2. We've got Charisma versus Angelo, and we'll go ahead and see what these players' adjustments are for game number 2. I'm super pumped. Let's see what these leads are. From Charisma, the leads are going to be the Regieleki and the Groudon, so likely trying to go for some kind of speed mitigation against the exact same leads from Angelo here with the Whimsicott plus the Palkia.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you have to make the call here if you think the Regieleki is sashed or not, honestly. Because if you think the Regieleki is sashed, you can, like, Moonblast and Protect it. Oh, you don't have Protect on the Palkia, so it makes things a little bit interesting. Because I think, like, worst case scenario is taking an Electro Web and then a future Scary Face as the Groudon Swords Dances.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to kind of make a call here what you think the play is on, like, how to KO this Groudon. As it looks like we're just going to see a Tailwind and Wormwind into the Groudon.
Definitely a play. I'm curious how much that does into Groudon here. I imagine quite a bit.
I'm going to guess it does about 20% into a protecting Groudon.
Yeah. So
well,
non-protecting like 80%?
Yeah, I'd say it. I mean, it does slightly more or slightly less than the Max Geyser and Sun. But I just think we'll see something like a protect Electroweb here, and this is a pretty safe play, making it to where even if it, like, you just drop the attack no matter. Oh, as we don't see a protect, Groudon's going to take a lot of damage here.
Yeah, 2 turns or 2 games in a row where this Groudon's just taking a ton of damage, and that's actually just a 1-hit KO coming off that Life Orb Palkia, despite being timid.
Oh, it must have been a roll in the Max Geyser the previous. Oh, Light Screen was up.
Yeah, Light Screen was up. That's correct.
Oh yeah, that just. Yep. Yeah, nope. Bye.
no chance.
Goodbye, Groudon. Yeah, there's nothing you can do on that one.
Yeah. Groudon, a tanky Pokemon, but not gonna be living a Palkia Max Wormwind. And like the real benefit is even if it lived it, it was -1 attack.
Yeah, I have to say, based on Light Screen being up last time, not realizing that, that means that Max Wormwind's doing like 135% minimum to that Groudon.
Yeah, I think it was Charisma trying to make a call there, perhaps revealing that this is Sashaleki in this case, and just kind of making that call that you're not going to be able to, you know, if you attack into my Lecky, I'll get a second Electro Web up next turn, completely mitigating this Tailwind, but we do see a critical hit coming off from this Electro Web, so now this Palkia is -2 under Tailwind, so it's back to neutral speed. It's going to be going for a Max Quake, getting a special defense boost into this Regieleki, and let's go ahead and see... Oh!
It is Sash,
right?
It is?
Okay. I didn't see it. Oh, okay, yeah, there it is. There we go. It is going to be Focus Sash with this Regieleki, or this Regieleki going to be able to tank out another turn, get another potential drop of speed here with the Electro Web, and this Grimmsnarl is free to go for a Light Screen, it's free to go for a Scary Face. It really depends on kind of what your flavor is here, because there's no way that it can knock out this Grimm this turn.
Yeah, as we see the double up into this Regieleki slot that is protecting, making sure you get that KO, as the Moonblast can't get the KO through Protect, but the Max Geyser can.
Yeah, an interesting play. We don't see a Prankster move coming out from this Grimmsnarl, perhaps going for something like a Spirit Break, getting some damage drops down here into this Palkia.
Mm-hmm. And the important thing here, getting this Geyser up, with no Groudon left in the back, there's no way for the Charizard to change the weather, being G-Max Charizard, so it can't really go for its Wildfire. As we just do see the Spirit Break going into the Palkia, taking it down to about, what do you think, 20%?
Yeah, that did a lot more damage than I thought. That could be closer to like 15. What does it proc Red at? 15 or 20?
I think it's at like literally 20.
Okay. Yeah, so it's going to be just a little over.
In the back.
Yeah, so it is the Thundurus in the back. Not as bad as the Charizard, given the fact that the rain is now set for the remainder of this game. And, you know, you do have the ability to move before this Palkia, now having access to something like Scary Face. And, you know, the Palkia has been chipped down enough where maybe this Thundurus can start to reverse sweep.
Yeah, it potentially could. It really depends on what's in the back. If there's something like the Umbreon in the back at this point. Um, Again, the issue, once again, is you're going to probably die to a Max Knuckle plus a Spirit Break. But if you can get a Foul Play off into the Thundurus, you should be in a good spot to win.
Yeah, so here we do see the max of, of that Thundurus. Gonna go ahead and double its HP stat. Very fast Pokemon, and now this Grimmsnarl can go for anything like a Scary Face, or go ahead and go for something along the lines of a Light Screen as well to mitigate damage. But nope, we just see a max Airstream here coming out into the Whimsicott, going ahead and making the call here that this Spirit Break should be able to be moving next. Although, if Tailwind's still up, is that the case?
I don't think it is. I think this Palkia should be... Yeah, as the Palkia is moving... Does this KO the Grimmsnarl? I think it does.
There's no Light Screen up.
It's...
-1. It is -1 from the Spirit Break. So, yeah, the second Spirit Break follow-up is going to go and pick up the KO on the Palkia. But Grimmsnarl here, interestingly enough, not setting that Light Screen, not going for a Scary Face, just going to go ahead and suffice to break up any potential Sash on Whimsicotts through that Protect.
Yeah, and at this point, you have an Alecki against the Thundurus, and you can just pretty much Thunderbolt this Grimmsnarl and Tailwind, because if it is max speed Alecki, even in Tailwind, it is not, like, the Thundurus is not faster, even at +1. Is it, like, Scary-faced Alecki in Tailwind is faster than Thundurus at +1 at max speed.
Yeah. So
it's a lot of calculations going on there.
Yeah, a whole lot of shifting everything around, but yeah, we will be seeing likely this Alecki moving before the Thundurus. Let's see what this Grimmsnarl goes for in its last turn, trying to set this Thundurus up for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I am ready to see. I think we're probably going to see a Scary Face into the Alecki for future turns. As, yeah, we do see the Scary Face. Do we not see a Tailwind?
No Tailwind coming out from this woman's...
Oh, as we do. It was the Electrowebs dropping it toward the... That's such a weird interaction.
Yeah. So we see Esquire asking in the chat, do we know what item the Thundy has? We don't right now. All we have seen thus far is 2 attacks, and I don't think we've seen any Life Orb.
No, we know it's not Life Orb. We know that it's not Focus Sash. I don't know why it would be. It could be like potentially Safety Goggles, Lumberry, Assault Vest. I would guess Assault Vest because you don't have Water Resist on this team.
Yeah.
And so the Kyogre Tornogre matchup is lead Sash Alecki, which is a Water Resist, and Assault Vest Thundurus, which is also a Water Resist. And by Water Resist, I mean not dying to Water Spout.
Yeah, a single Water Spout. Yeah, at this point, let's go ahead and see what this Umbreon can do. Obviously, we can be putting some pressure on with that Foul Play. This Alecki here opting to protect this time around, making a read that this Thundurus is going to be targeting it. This could turn out really well if Charisma goes for something like an Airstream into that Umbreon, and you know, he hasn't boosted his special attack stat at all yet. An interesting play, you know, could be potentially triggering Defiant to get at the Foul Play boost, but that feels way too risky.
Yeah, we do see the Airstream into the Umbreon, doing not particularly that much damage. And did we see if this was a Yawn coming out from the... Oh, it was just a Foul Play.
Yeah, it is the Foul Play. So with Dynamax up, no longer having access to the Max Knuckle, obviously not as good here for this Thundurus. Can still go for Superpower here potentially, but you are going to be lowering your attack and defense by 1 stage. Defense not really mattering in this case, but the attack drop not super helpful.
So we're going to see an Electroweb actually coming out from this Alecki, which technically puts it in range of a, like, Well, I guess this is over then if this is Electroweb into Foul Play.
Yeah. Yeah, making the call that you can't KO me just yet, especially not with Superpower, and Electroweb almost enough to take it out with that critical hit right there. Thundurus going to be just on a sliver there, going to trigger Defiant, and now Foul Play will do twice as much damage as it did last time, which was a, you know, non-zero damage. And Chase, I believe your exact words were Umbreon is a bad Pokemon, but just took the final KO in the set.
It did. It had to take 1 singular attack the entire time. That was a neutral hit from a very weak Pokemon without a boosting item. But yeah.
Congratulations.
Umbreon, it did win the game.
Yeah, congratulations there to Angela Hunter. Really well played game against Charisma. Super cool seeing that Palkia. And we do see a call out here Chase saying, I'm sorry, who was saying Umbreon was bad?
It was me, and I will still say it. It is bad.